This year, 2025, was the worst one for many businesses and shops in Benidorm town. Benidorm will start battling the heat island effect that is not in located in all the entire Benidorm, but which are the worst areas in summer with the biggest amount of heat and highest temperatures. And what is Benidorm starting to do right now to make it way better and more tolerable in summer months in our city before the new summer season and the hottest months of the year? Things to do in Benidorm right now, and some of them are actually quite fun. And maybe even this year we will be there to participate. Who knows? The weather forecast that finally is bringing us some good news from Benidorm. Stay tuned for the latest Benidorm news update. Let's begin. First of all, let's talk shortly about things to do in Benidorm. What's the tourism update? Is there many people? Are the streets empty? What is going on? Right now, in the month of December, you all know that it is still quite busy. Hotels, a lot of the hotels still have quite high occupancy between 60 and 80 something percent. So some of them are quite lucky and quite full too. There's plenty of people on the streets. It's just that they go elsewhere. Levante Beach, obviously, the beach itself, the sand and the water do not receive that many visitors because it's not as warm anymore. And people are walking down the promenade. They go to the old town, the Mediterranean Avenue, a traditional city center, Poniente Beach, like different other places that are an alternative for a sunny beach day on the sand, which is why now it might look like it is empty, but it's actually not the case. People are also traveling more and exploring some nearby villages, local markets, old towns, viewpoints, natural park, excursions, trips, etc. And this is why Benidorm doesn't look as packed up, even though it is really busy. We do have our Christmas fair. The beginning was quite nah, if we can say it like this. We expected slightly more because each year they were giving us something better and better. So this year we thought, well, last year was incredible. What will they do for this year? And they surprised us, but a little bit in a negative way, I have to say. That's what a lot of people told us. It didn't look like it was well planned and well managed. Not completely opposite with what it was last year. So check those videos out if you're interested. But overall, it's still great. We have our Christmas lights, that's majority of them, and some of them are actually quite nice. We have our Christmas market, Christmas fair. We have the ice skating rink, some attractions for the kids. We have musicals, concerts, and many more things available. So it's a magical time of the year. All the nearby villages also have their Christmas lights. Some of them didn't turn them on just yet, like our village Albir yesterday at least. We didn't have our Christmas lights turned on. Hopefully today they will do so. But on average, Alicante has its Christmas lights on. Altea, Albir, like all the villages surrounding us, by now should have or are about to have their Christmas lights turned on, their Christmas markets. And it's just an incredible time of the year where people, it is recommended to travel through the nearby villages and enjoy everything these have to offer. Trust me, don't stay just here in Benidorm. If you like to explore, especially, I do feel like it is very important, especially on Christmas holidays. Go outside, don't be afraid. Get a transport ticket, get a tram ticket, get a car if you wish, if it's easier for you, like a rented vehicle, and travel around. But there is one event that you don't have to travel around for. It is in Benidorm. It is very fun. It is an incredible event that it is impossible not to get a smile on your face whenever you're seeing this. And if you like Christmas, or in general, if you like some fun things to see on holidays, this is very important. And you shouldn't miss it if you're here in Benidorm. And maybe next year you will arrive exactly for this event. We're talking about the San Silvestre in Benidorm. And I know the name doesn't say a lot, but this is a very interesting event that's happening in Benidorm. I think it's 15th or 16th edition already, if I'm not wrong. And basically, it is a whole load of people and families running or walking 6 kilometers through Benidorm town, dressed up as Santa Claus or like in any other kind of Christmas ornaments and decorations. Yeah, you heard it right. Hundreds of Santa Clauses and reindeers and snowmen probably and a lot of other things will be running around Benidorm on the 21st of December at 10 in the morning. All the official information is on the Visit Benidorm website, on the official Benidorm's Town Hall website too. And it's just curious to see. It is a very interesting event. I'm not sure if probably I won't be running this year, at least maybe next year we will, but at least we might do like a fast march and put something nice for Christmas. So if you're here, join us. Adults have to pay 12 euros for the 6K. And kids, I think, up to 15 years old, it's 4 euros only. So it's actually quite nice. And you get to choose which kind of outfits you want. Then on the same day, you pick up your numbers and you put them somewhere available, and that's that. Very interesting, very fun event in Benidorm. I wish we would have more of those. Maybe one for Easter, one for summer is difficult because it's hot, but one for Easter, one for Christmas, which we have already, and maybe for something else. These are always fun to watch and also to participate. Let us know if you've been to any of those and if it was as fun as it sounds. Let's head to the main news, shall we? The first of them is officially, we've received these statistics from Benidorm Town, and it shows that the year 2025, which is this one right now that's finishing up, was the worst one in history, with an exception of pandemic years. Those do not count. But it was the worst one historically for Benidorm businesses. And this is curious because we've also seen local government and some political parties that are here in Benidorm say, well, yeah, but don't worry, it's going to be better soon because the properties that are being sold in Benidorm have giant prices. So people who are buying them basically should have a lot of money. So if they have a lot of money, they'll spend a lot of money in Benidorm, as if it would be equal automatically, which it is not. And the thing is that nowadays everything is becoming more expensive, and let us know how this affected you guys. If you change your habits, if you prioritize other things now than it was previously, let us know if it's actually the truth. But overall, what we are seeing is that this is why so many shops and businesses are closing down and more bars and like cafeterias are opening up, because people are not spending that much money anymore on shopping in Benidorm. People are searching for some magnets, for example, but hey, if you have a deal of €1 for a magnet, you'll get it. You won't be spending 2.50 or €3 for a magnet because it is quite expensive. So people are just switching their habits. They prefer to have a nice accommodation in a good location. They prefer to have some nice services or have some nice meals and excursions. And then the rest, whatever is left, is spent on shopping. Let us know if it's actually truth. But I do feel like when we're traveling, that's what we're doing too, because everything went up in prices. And eventually, you want to have some nice holidays, and shopping for a lot of people isn't that such an important part, let's say it like this, of holiday experience. And honestly, a lot of people who are purchasing here are investors. They're not even gonna be here. They will rent it out or use it as an investment or holiday place. And I don't think this will help the local shops and businesses to actually survive. Let us know what you think here in the comment section. But definitely what they are guilting, what they say is the core of the problem is that there's a lot of heat in summer and that there is a low emission zone now in Benidorm. So people are afraid to go inside because they might be fined. So they prefer go elsewhere or go to a shopping mall directly, but not like going into the actual shops in the city center of Benidorm because it's limited for vehicles right now, unless you use a parking, which a lot of people don't know that it's actually a possibility. So they avoid all that area in general. Honestly, I feel like in summer heat might be the option, but mostly it's the economy itself. People just cannot spend what they were spending previously because everything's higher up in price. We'll read your opinion here in the comment section down below. Feel free to express yourselves. You are Benidorm visitors. You've seen it through decades, a lot of you, and decades. You know how it changed. So you're our best option to actually know the truth. The last news is about Benidorm trying to get rid of the heat island effect. We've spoken about it last year and the previous one, that Benidorm is studying the effect of the heat inside of the city. And as you know, those cities that are located by the seaside, by the sea, by the beach, they have direct access to water. They have it slightly easier than the ones that are located in the center of Spain, like Madrid. They have an incredible heat effect. It's unbearable there in summer a lot of the time, especially July and August months, which is why a lot of people are heading here to the Mediterranean. This is also one of the reasons. But overall, still in Benidorm, there are some areas that are way, way hotter than the others. For example, the best area, which has least temperatures, is the Mediterranean Avenue due to all the trees and shades of the buildings. That's where you have the lowest temperature. But the highest one is the Old Town because the streets are very, very small and the heat just gets trapped out there. And it's the hottest place. There, a lot of the times between the buildings, there's not enough shade, and on viewpoints on the beach promenades, there's not enough shade either. So what Benidorm is doing, they are trying to change it for the next summer season, 2026, which is next year already. And what is happening is that they're starting to put different types of measures. Let us know here in the comments which one do you think would work the best, or what would you like to see to improve your summer holidays in Benidorm town. Because a lot of people are switching outside of the summer season already. But if summers would be more tolerable, maybe people would keep visiting in their usual preferred dates. Some of the options here, as mentioned by the town hall, are create more green areas, so more trees, more natural plants, soil, etc. Create some shade with the trees, like natural shade, or create some urban shade, which like structures of a shade, which means some like tents or something on top, some materials that would cover up a little bit of the area and provide some of the shade, but it's an artificial shade. Also, some public water fountains, maybe to hydrate or just to put the water like on the face here, which is the most recommended part, like here on the wrists, just to refresh themselves a little bit, or a drinking fountain, who knows, any option would be preferred. But mostly rest areas with more benches or some seating area in the shade with a fountain, that would be ideal for all those people who keep exploring in summer, in case they get really, really hot and they don't have or don't want to go in any kind of business outside. They just would be able to sit down somewhere, right, and have a rest in the shade, refresh themselves with some water, drink some water, just relax for a little bit, for a few minutes, and then continue their trip. I think that would be a really, really good option. Everything that's more plants, natural shades, or artificial shade, doesn't matter. Everything that's relaxed areas in the heat, that would be really, really nice. I think we would want some of these on the Levante Beach Promenade and on the Poniente Beach too. Poniente Beach has some, but they don't have enough shade. Levante Beach doesn't. It's all complete sunshine. So maybe that would be an option for next year's project. Let us know what you think. But the good news is that they know it's hot and they're trying to solve it so that summer wouldn't be as difficult for holidays in Benidorm as it was the past few years. Last year it wasn't that bad, by the way, but the previous ones, whew, these were difficult with all the heat waves and humidity we've had in the year. And speaking about the heat, let's go on to the weather forecast. It's very, very good news coming out for you guys, those of you who are visiting Benidorm right now, or those of you who just want to know what kind of weather it is here to compare it with the place where you usually live. And maybe get some escape holiday, express holiday, if you wish, into Benidorm. Right now, we've had a few days with colder air. It was just sunny, then it was cloudy, it was like raining just the tiniest bit, unpleasant weather. But now it's all gone. There's some clouds in the sky. It is cloudy, so there's just the tiniest bit of sunshine right in front of us, but that's like the only gap in between the clouds. And all the rest is covered with clouds as it is. But it's not the good news. The good news is that the warm air mass is coming to Spain. Probably it's coming from the south, from Africa, and this warm air will lift up our temperatures. Right now we have between 16 and 18 degrees, 19 maximum during the day, but we will have almost 22, between 18 and 22 these upcoming days, especially this weekend, which is festive weekend, by the way. It's a festivity this weekend, and on Monday it's a festive day. It's a bank holiday, so no one works. Bear that in mind if you want to visit some official institutions, some bank, pharmacy, I don't know. It's going to be slightly less availability, with an exception, obvious, of all the hotels and bars and cafeterias and in like food and drink industry. That's always open, whether it's festivity or not. That's actually their best days. But like official institutions, they will be closed on Monday. So on these days, up until Wednesday, Thursday, we will have very nice weather. We'll have up to 22 degrees. There's going to be some sunshine mixed up with clouds, but overall, we will be able to enjoy almost 3, 4, 5 days of a very nice warm weather heading towards mid-December. How about that? Incredible gift before Christmas. Thank you for accompanying us for today's latest Benidorm news update. We wish you a great day and we'll see you here on the channel very, very soon this evening with the cheapest menu in the whole entire Benidorm town. Was it worth trying it? Is it worth the money? Is it cheap and bad, or is it cheap and incredible? You'll get to know the answer in today's video. Stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe.